Yes, there's more Battle Frontier left to go. I'm going to go through every challenge with a skitty? Are you kidding me? You're going to get thrashed! Especially since everything you're gonna fight has like 3 Pokemon, so you are effectively screwed, yeah. What was Scott thinking bringing that girl out here? He really isn't very picky when it comes to choosing trainers to come here. But, yeah, what I wanted to say was that, yes, I know that this Battle Frontier thing is really long, and some people have told me that those videos were really uneventful, but I apologize, but if I'm going to do something, I'm either going to be thorough with it, or I'm not going to do it at all. So that's why I'm doing this. You always have the option of simply skipping those videos and go to the one where it picks back up again when it eventually goes up, that is. And for those who want to be informed about the Battle Frontier and everything like that, well, you have the option to watch it, so the choice is yours. And here we have all the high-end items on sale, as well as vitamins, just in case you want to use money instead of battle points, which I actually recommend, as I said in the last video. But yeah, Battle Frontier is like 3 times the size of Lily Cove, so of course it's going to be taking like 6 or 7 videos. Anyway, before moving on to the next facility, there was someone who commented on one of the last videos that I really wanted to bring up in this part, and I don't remember your name, sorry whoever you are. I suck really badly at remembering names in real life, let alone names on the internet. But what that person said was that, you remember what I said about Domace Tucker looking like something straight out of a gay pride parade? Well, that person said that I'm sure Domace Tucker underwent a sex change between generations and became Fantina in Generation 4. And I really love that, actually, because it's just that Tucker is so freaking weird to begin with that I wouldn't be surprised at all. And okay, this guy wants to share the hottest news about the Battle Frontier. Battle Tower Multi-Link is the hottest? What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? Is it supposed to change anything? I really don't think so, because... Or maybe it's just that he always says that for some reason. What amazing power of persuasion, my mentor is like none other. What amazing news gathering power, my mentor is like none other. Good lord! What amazing powers of observation, my mentor is like none other. And I believe that there are some people who, strangely enough, think that of me, and go even as far as to spam the TSG chat during marathons. Please don't do that. I hate it. But, yeah, I guess creepy fanboys are the lot of everyone that gets past a certain level of popularity, so I guess I'm just going to have to deal with it. Anyway, our next facility is right here. It is the Battle Pike, which is shaped like a Seviper. Yeah, that's the Pokemon they didn't want to name outright when I entered the Battle Frontier, if you remember that NPC right at the entrance. But anyway, the Battle Pike, what it's about, it's purely about luck. Yeah, everyone's favorite! But yeah, basically the way it works is that at the beginning you get a choice of 3 rooms. And in those rooms you can encounter 1 trainer, 2 trainers, you can get healed, partially healed, you can get inflicted with a status, there can be nothing at all, there can be wild Pokemon, there can be a lot of stuff, and before you get to choose between the 3 rooms, there's always someone to give you sort of a hint about what's inside so that you can make a more educated guess, but overall it's still heavily dependent on luck. Yeah, like rock, paper, scissors right there, except that with the nature of the Battle Frontier, this can quickly become rock, paper, scissors, sucker punch to the throat. And so, yeah, that's basically all there is to know about the Battle Pike, except that, well, of course you don't have to choose between 3 rooms only once, because as he says, there are several rooms that you have to go through, and eventually, I don't remember the name, maybe it's 7, and it would be par for the course considering the other facilities. But yeah, if you get through enough rooms, you're going to and a sequence, like a sequence of 7 battles at the Battle Tower, or the Battle Factory, for example, but yeah, that's just an example. The bag and Pokénav may not be used, as opposed to what? Because you can't use it in any facilities other than the special bag in the Battle Pyramid, but we'll get to that later. And yes, of course, there are special rules about held items, and the sequence of Pokemon cannot be changed. Unfortunately, you're stuck with what you choose. And the thing about the berries and the herbs is that in other facilities like the Battle Tower, the berry regenerates itself after every battle. Don't try that in-game because it doesn't work. It's only for the facilities in the Battle Frontier, as well as wireless and Wi-Fi battles. But yeah, the reason why they do that the loss is semi-permanent, is because you have to go through the entire streak of rooms before you can get your item back. That's basically why I define berry consumption as semi-permanent, because it's consumed until you finish your, not necessarily your streak, but your sequence, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, this is basically the same thing as usual. If you don't save and you quit, you'll be disqualified. La 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 la. So that's about it for the Battle Pike. So we're going to be checking out other facilities. Oh! And it's not even one of the more interesting ones. Because, as opposed to Gold, Silver, and Crystal, there are some phone calls that aren't just, "Oh my god, I failed to catch a Rattata!" And, okay. Sounds like he really does know how to spot talented trainers, but I've never seen him battling in person, ever. Well, there are people like that, and I'm one of those people who are much better at mastering theory than actual practice for some reason. Hey, takes everything to make a world. And, okay, now what's going on? Oh, the Battle Palace is next, and that's the one I was talking about, where the nature of your Pokemon dictates its battle style and you have no control over it. And I've already explained it in the last video, as well as at the Verdantur Battle Tent, so I'm not going to do it all over again. But that's another facility that people just love to hate because it's so freaking reliant on luck. And the fact that you have no control at all over your Pokemon is really annoying, especially since you're basically forced to come in with suboptimal movesets, because then your Pokemon, depending on its nature, won't use certain moves at all. So, for example, you may be forced into having something like a Stall Sceptile, which really doesn't work well, or trying to sweep with something like a, well, maybe not a Shuckle, but trying to think of something that's, well, a Blissey, for example, or a Skarmory. So, suboptimal movesets, suboptimal natures, and you have no control over your Pokemon whatsoever. The Battle Palace is easily my least favorite attraction of the bunch. And I didn't mention it back at the Battle Pike, but you know what that thing reminded me of? That place in Battle Revolution where both of your opponent's Pokemon and your Pokemon end up on a roulette and you end up choosing 3 each. And if you bring a team of Ubers, you can sometimes be confronted to your own Ubers while you're stuck with something like a Roselia or a Skiploom or junk like that. So, yeah, it's just really not fair. You're penalized for using strong Pokemon, and your opponent can win even though their Pokemon are utterly weak, which I absolutely despise, and I don't think I ever heard anyone who liked that place. In fact, I heard some people quit Battle Revolution single player altogether because of that place. Anyway, here we're going to get the rundown on how the Battle Palace works, even though I've already explained it a couple times, so I'm just showing the text for completion purposes, because as I said, I'm going to be thorough with it instead of just botching this thing and doing it halfway through. So I'm going to call it a day for this thing, and in the next video, still more Battlefront here, and unfortunately I don't think it's going to be ending in the next video either.